Welcome to Xanathar, Guild Kingpin. As far as our opening hand goes, we got a one-lander, so let's go ahead and mulligan on this one. Doesn't sound that good, and yes, we will keep on this one. I like it. We've got a dual source in Catacombs, and some other good stuff. Little light on card advantage, but we definitely don't want to ship past this one. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3... And I guess at this point, we can probably end up putting, because I kind of like Toxic and I like Hero's Downfall on this one. So let's go and put Treasure Vault on the bottom for right now. That's one of those cards that we definitely don't mind seeing, but we pretty much just want, let's go and lead off with Urza's Saga. This is my first time getting to play with Urza's Saga. Get to see what all the hype's about. And let's go Worn Power Stone, or excuse me, Mana Crypt into Worn Power Stone. We've got all the mana. There we go. Anything else? Let's go and pass the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Xanathar, Guild Kingpin. Yeah, look at that. Little infinity start right there. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose target opponent, which if you're keeping score at home, most of the time it's going to be our opponent because it's our only opponent. And let's go ahead and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger, unless somebody just shows up. I doubt that's going to happen, but it'll be our opponent on that side of the battlefield. I'm playing against Baby Falkenrath, too. Okay, all right, so we're going to have the zero ability to create a construct token. Let's drop in Catacombs, and we'll grab a black-blue source with that. And then anything else, I think we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. But yes, with Xanathar, we're going to target our opponent, and we can look at the top card of the library, and we get to cast that card or play that card as though it were ours and spend our mana as though it were any color to cast that spell. So let's go and go for Urza's Saga. I think we just get like a free construct token. Is that, man, this, that's a pretty wild. I knew it was good, and you know, it's one of those things where you read the card and then you like see it in practice. You're like, oh. Yeah, this is pretty good. Let's get this popped out. Let's go ahead and grab Ice Tunnels because that's going to enter the battlefield tap no matter what happens. And so that way we get that down. Let's get this Mana Crypt trigger. Let's go and choose Tails on this one. Won the flip. And we're going to run into Chromatic Lantern. So we're going to be able to search our library for an artifact card with 1 or 0. So let's get this popped out. And I think what we're going to actually end up doing is let's go and grab Lantern of Insight. Because we want them, that way we can just shuffle away. We might end up grabbing... I think what we'll do is we'll just end up grabbing Codex Shredder. I think I like that. Let's do that. We'll grab Codex Shredder, get that onto the battlefield. Let's make the land drop for the turn, and that's actually going to be just enough for Xanathar. So let's get Xanathar on the battlefield. Let's have some fun. And look at this construct token. We've got a 5/5 out there. I'm digging it. I'm just going to push in for a 5/5. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent, get that closed out. Playing against Falkenrath, which I forgot how to say the first part. I don't think it's Anje, because I pronounced it that way, and people told me it was wrong, and then it's been so long since I've played against this commander that I forgot. So we're just going to roll with Falkenrath for today. But yeah, this is... we got some good stuff moving right now, so it's nice to get that down. So with Falkenrath, it does have haste. Then for an activated ability, discard a card, draw a card. Then whenever you discard a card, if it has madness, untap Falkenrath. That way you can kind of cycle through their deck. If you haven't played against Falkenrath, it's actually a pretty fun commander to play and a fun commander to play against because it's just such a unique ability that you don't see a lot. Oh, Mirror March. Yes, I think we want that. All right, so well... We don't have a ton of creatures in here, but that sounds like a lot of fun. I think we want to take that. I think we are. Yeah, like I said, we don't have a ton of creatures in here, but if we can steal our opponent's creatures and mirror march those creatures, that sounds like some good magic right there. So I think we might end up taking that, especially with us having 6 mana. We could try to Toxic right now for 3 and skip the Mirror March if we wanted to. That would definitely work. Actually, Toxic for 4, and that would clear the entire board out. But let's see. Let's see if we can't get this this Mana Crypt trigger going. Let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. So our opponent was away from the computer for a second. There took a bite of my banana, and I was trying to finish that. So anyway, if you're keeping score at home, we got the banana rocking today. I'm just going to click OK on this one. And then go to our draw step and then our main phase. And we'll see what, Toxic for 4 is really not that bad. It's going to hit the reset button. And what that'll essentially do is kind of keep them out of getting Falkenrath again, because that's going to be 5, and they have to get to 5 total mana to do that. And if we leave Mirror March on top, that'll actually get it right there. So let's do that. Let's go for the... I'd love to get Mirror March down, but that might put them back into it. It's just going to be... discard fodder for them anyway. So yeah, let's do this. So let's go and drop in a Chromatic Lantern. That's going to be 1/2, and we will tap down Mana Crypt. So we're going to get Chromatic Lantern down. We could Codex Shredder if we wanted to, then we still have access to it. Yeah, let's give that a shot. And that's simply just a Madness card for 3. Yeah, let's do this. Let's just go and go for Toxic. We're going to go Toxic for 4. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'll still allow us to get rid of their board and still keep our creatures out there. So let's go Toxic for 4. You know, we are in a position to try to take over the game from now, but at this point, we'll go and get him for 3. And then, but yeah, the game's not over yet. We are in a position to where we have a lot more resources, but, well, I guess technically we've got 10 power coming across. And so that'll allow us to really, we've got like a 3-turn clock with a 6/6 and a 5/6 out there. So we can definitely make that work. But yeah, we got Hero's Downfall and we've got Delay, so that'll allow us to get some of that stuff down. But we'll give a... Okay, so our opponent's going to pass the turn, and that's going to be Hellmonger on the battlefield, which is sitting at a 4/3, which thankfully we can just push past all of that. So, all right, so let's get the Mana Crypt trigger on the stack. Let's get the Xanathar trigger on the stack. We still have Codex Shredder to kind of shred the top part of their library. Discard a card, put a study counter on it. That wouldn't be that bad. That could be a delay option for next turn if they end up going for that. Let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. 1 the flip. And that'll pump up our Construct token too. And either way, we're still going to be able to swing in with a 5/6 and a 6/6. So, and yeah, I think that might end up working. We'll get good more of the dead because we can still end up putting those discard counters on there. And if we need to grab something, you know, there's not a ton of creature cards out there. Yeah, I think we might end up shredding that actually. So let's drop in Command Tower. Let's go ahead and shred Tower. Ooh, that's going to be Diabolic Tutor. Let's grab that. So let's go Diabolic Tutor. And so what we're going to grab on this one is, and this is a, I'm digging this Diabolic Tutor out there. So we want to end up grabbing a Tezzeret piece on this one. I think that'll work out. So let's get this popped out. We do have Tezzeret for 4, which is actually Agent of Bolas. And that'll be a +1. We can go for that. Yeah, let's get Tezzeret. We want to get some Tezzeret action on the battlefield. That's kind of name of the game with this deck. So let's go and drop in Tezzeret. And what we're going to do is we're going to go for the +1 right now. And I think what we'll end up grabbing is we'll just end up grabbing Seat. That'll work out. So put the rest on the bottom in any order. And then we need to at least protect Tezzeret. So let's go ahead and swing in with the 6/6 Construct token. And that's the other thing. If you haven't seen the Xanathar deck before, whenever I build black-blue, and we have to run, you know, 2 more artifacts than we normally do, then we just kind of, I always shift it into a Tezzeret deck, which is a lot of fun. We don't really have a Tezzeret commander, so if I can find any excuse to turn a black-blue artifact deck into a Tezzeret deck, it makes for some really fun gameplay. So, we did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, TCG Player. If you go to bit.ly/JoltMTG, that will apply my affiliate link. That'll allow you to get some cards and help support the channel at the same time. In fact, if you use that link, much obliged. Certainly appreciate it. Let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders and Ink Gaming. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to directly support cool content like this, there's a link down in the description below. But if you're keeping score at home on your Xanathar approved guild score sheet, hey, it's officially free time. Let's have some fun. All right, so we've got Hellmonger swinging in. We're going to go for the block. If we end up losing Xanathar, so be it. But we're sitting at a 5/6. So if they've got some sort of pump effect, then we can make that work. So that's going to be... Oh, and excuse me. Yeah, they're going to be able to discard. Yeah, that's not the end. I forgot about the discard ability. Gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So that's going to be Biting Rain. All creatures get my... Oh, goodness. I forgot about the discard ability. So we're still sitting at a 3/4. And I think, yeah, it's going to make it a 3/2. And they're going to have to discard 1 more card. And then Murderous Compulsion. Let's see what this one is. Destroy target tapped creature, which is... Oh, it's going to be the Construct token. Look at that. Look at that line. That's pretty cool. All right, so, and that's going to put us, that's going to trade, yeah, we'll turn Xanathar back to the command zone. And we've hit the reset button. Yeah, shame on me. I forgot about the discard ability in the Madness deck, and that, that got it right there. So, we still got delay, though, to kind of build up a little bit of time. So let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. Lost the flip, and we'll see what we rip into, and that's going to be an island. So let's go for the +1 ability. And that's going to be Arcane Signet, which we definitely don't mind. We'll put those on the bottom in any order. Let's go ahead and drop in... We'll drop in Island. And with Xanathar, that's going to be 8. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we've got just enough. Because if we end up dropping Arcane Signet, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that'll be just enough. So let's get Xanathar back out there. That's going to be 1, 2. And let's go for Xanathar. Okay, so we get Xanathar down, then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. But yes, with Xanathar, if you haven't built or haven't seen this deck before, it's actually a pretty fun deck. It's kind of like, if you're familiar with Modern, and there's a deck in Modern that exists that is just a fascinating deck. It's called Lantern Control, and basically it uses cards like Codex Shredder and Lantern of Insight to look at the top card of your opponent's library and make sure that you can, one card at a time, selectively mill away anything that they need. And so this is one of the things that you can definitely take that game plan in with Xanathar, in that with Xanathar, you can use it to take stuff, but you can also just use it, now this strategy works really well in 1v1 Commander, because Xanathar almost turns into a Lantern Control Commander, but you can still do this at the table if you have a player that's, maybe in a position to where it looks like they're going to try to take over the game or try to win. You can definitely use Xanathar in a Lantern Control style lock to just make sure that your opponent doesn't draw anything nice. You can filter away some really good stuff, or you can cast that stuff, and just really kind of control the top card of their library. So if we do get in a spot to where we could play a land or we could do something and we don't, it's mainly just because we want to control what their card draw is for next turn. So, but with a looting commander, kind of throws that game, puts a little extra wrench in there. All right, so we got the Mana Crypt trigger, and yeah, at this point with them having Mountain, we might end up leaving that on top. I think we're okay with that. So that's going to be Mountain on top, and then we've got the Tezzeret. So we run to Go for the Throat. Yeah, I like that. So let's go for the Throat on Falkenrath. That's going to be destroying target creature, and we'll see if they end up getting a loot in response to that. The good thing is that with us going for Go for the Throat right now is that with Falkenrath, if they have a Madness card for 0, they can cast it. But other than that, them being tapped down, they're not going to be able to do anything with that. So we're going to go for the Throat. All right, and let's go for Tezzeret. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, and we're going to grab this Talisman. Put them on the bottom in any order. Let's drop in Seat. And let's go for Talisman. We're going to tap down Mana Crypt. And with us having delay in Hero's Downfall, we're going to get Xanathar going into the red zone. I like this. So let's go and swing in. I got Xanathar swinging in for a 5. That'll put us up to 6 total commander damage. And then anything else will pass the turn. Yeah, we're in a good spot right now. We've got Hero's Downfall and we've got delay. So if they do try to cast something kind of gnarly or something to get rid of Tezzeret, we'll be able to stop it. Now, we are looking at the -4 from Tezzeret next turn. Let's get a little artifact count. We've got Vault of Whispers. That's going to be 1, 2 with Seat. That's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're looking at swinging in for potentially, or having life loss on our opponent of up to 13 for next turn. So we might end up doing that because that'll almost make it a one-hit KO. Because we're swinging for 13, that'll still put them down pretty far. Should put them down to 8, which won't be just enough for Xanathar. So we'll see exactly what we end up going for. All right, so it's going to be Burnished Heart. We're okay with that. They're going to have the 3 mana we could delay it if we want to, but there's bigger fish out in the pond that we would end up going for. So that's going to be Burnished Heart, and especially if they end up going for Falkenrath, we can end up using delay on that. So. But yeah, I think we get the Tezzeret going, and that's one of the other things about building a deck like this. As you're running a lot of artifacts like Codex Shredder, Lantern of Insight, why not just go and toss in like a 4 or 5 card Tezzeret? Maybe not that high if you don't want that much Tezzeret, but just having some sort of Tezzeret ability that has the -X where they lose life equal to the number of artifacts, and actually that's twice, isn't that right? No, X life was twice. Yes, that's going to be twice. So I think we can actually kind of grind it out next turn, I think. Yeah, there's so many Tezzerets. I forget which one is just straight up and then which one's double. So we're going to probably go for this Tezzeret. So let's go and choose Tails on this one. 1 to flip. And that's going to be Xanathar, and that's nothing that we desperately need right now. Ooh, that's going to be Mox Opal. Yeah, so let's drop in Mox Opal. And then let's go for the -4 with Tezzeret. Oh, yeah. All right, drop them down to 3. Yeah, there we go. That is perfect. I forgot about the 2 times ability. There we go. We're going to be able to swing in with Xanathar, knock him down to -2, and that'll put us up to 11 total commander damage. So this is the game in a nutshell. You know, our opponent didn't really have any fast mana out there. They did make their land drops, and we were able to keep their commander under control with removal and Toxic Deluge, and then we were able to find ourselves a Tezzeret off of that Diabolic Tutor from our opponent, and just grind it out from there. So very Guild Kingpin game today. I'll definitely take that. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.